Hello, everybody. Happy Star Trek Tuesday. It's your favorite day of the week. It's a great day. It's time for the main viewer. There's so much news to talk about. There's huge news today, in fact. One of those big news items, maybe the biggest, is Section 31 is officially filming, and we've got some cast announcements, a whole bunch. Star Trek's like, hey, let's announce the cast. And other people in Star Trek were like, which ones? And the first person in Star Trek was like, yes. And then we all cheered.
And then we all followed them on everything and know everything about them.
Yeah. And all their Instagrams just went up like by 2,000 or 5,000.
I have
Also,
their pictures cut out on my walls.
Oh my gosh.
Scott Bakula, everybody. Scott Bakula will be here live tomorrow. And by here, I mean viewable somewhere on the internet, not here. Maybe here someday.
Well, he's downstairs from me, so close.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, we've got a second person that's connecting Night Court with Star Trek, maybe a fourth person or fifth person. Everybody knows about that news. It's pretty interesting. Zoe Saldana is in the news because everybody knows that every single week there is Star Trek 4 news. Every
Yes, there
single
is.
week
Gosh.
there's new news that says it's happening. It's probably maybe almost definitely happening. And the next week it's this is why it's not happening. Anyway, we got a lot more. There's also some Jake Sisko stuff. We've got some Ortega stuff. William Shatner's in the news as usual. Let's get into this though. Guys, from IGN, huge, it's Scott Kalora. How you doing, Scott?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. And thanks for pronouncing my name correctly as well. I appreciate that.
Got it. Thanks for telling me how to pronounce it correctly.
Yeah. And also of Transporter Room 3, an amazing Star Trek podcast.
Yes, thank
Not
you.
following.
Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, that is my podcast that I co-host with my buddy Phil Perello. So yes, that's my other life. Transporter Room 3.
Nice.
Now I'm gonna mispronounce everybody else's last names to make up for it. We've got the walking exclamation point. It's Anne-Marie Segal.
Nice.
Right. And Dr. Mohammed Noor.
That's actually closer to the correct pronunciation.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Pleasure to be on Virtual TrekCon's the main viewer. Yay.
Look, everybody. It's Melissa Longo.
Oh.
Oh, that kills. It just hurts.
Oh.
And lastly, everybody knows Jenny Johansson.
Mhm. Thank you, Ryan Thusk. Thank you.
You're not the first to call me Ryan Thusk. I've definitely been called Ryan Thusk before. That's me, everybody. All right. So let's get into the news. First things first, though, everybody, please make sure you like this video. Subscribe to the channel. If you're listening in, give us a 5-star rating and a nice review. We'd really appreciate it. And we will pronounce your name correctly. Promise.
Maybe.
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 We totally went back into that zone, huh, Mohammed?
Totally.
All right. So secondarily, but very importantly, we have a big announcement about the Star Trek Awards show known as the 2024 Lappy Awards, which is in less than 3 weeks. All of you voted on the winners. There are 23 categories, 3 honorees. It's going to be huge live February 18th, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the Virtual TrekCon channel. But until then, that's like almost 3 weeks away. It's part of Virtual TrekCon 5, by the way, a 5-day virtual Star Trek convention, fully interactive, fully free, tons of fun. The point of all this is Mohammed's got something fun for you to do while you're waiting for the Lappy Awards.
I do indeed. And those of you who've seen the Lappy Awards in years past may remember this. So if we go back, rewind time just a little bit, so back into December when you actually voted on the Lappy Awards, you remember you had that big Google form and there were those different sections. There were the questions on Legacy Trek, questions on Star Trek Universe, questions on 2023 Trek. And it was fun trying to, say what you thought was the best. But now you get to fill out a very similar form, and I'll show it to you here just online in just a second, to try to guess who won or which category or which entry won each question. So
This is my favorite part of the show.
I'm going to share screen real quick right now. Give me 1 second. There, I think this should work. Does that show up okay for you guys?
Yep, we got it.
Perfect. So you can see this guess on Virtual TrekCon 2024 Lappy Award winners. So you just go down here, go a little ways, fill in your email address. I already put in nor@starfleetacademy.edu. That's where I work.
You've been accepted? Oh,
Finally.
So cool.
Yeah, right.
He's
Amazing.
teaching there.
Yeah, right. I
that.
wish. No, I love Duke too. So you have all your questions here. So your legacy ones: who is the best power couple in pre-2017 Star Trek? And of course, I'm sure we're all going to guess it's T'Pol and Trip Tucker. So I've already put that in there. No, you can pick whichever one you like. It doesn't have to be that one. You can put whichever one you like. But go through all these questions. Pick who you think will be the best. Who you think will win. Deep Space Nine's best makeup. Blah blah blah. I'm going to scroll down just so you see there's different sections. Star Trek universe, the most heartbreaking death in Star Trek. Maybe it's Edith Keeler. We don't know. So go through, fill out all the questions, and make sure you put your email address and your true email address. It's important, and you'll see. And I'll tell you why it's important in a second. Go to the bottom and click submit, and boom, it's done. So after you've submitted, we're going to get these questions, and we're basically going to look and see who came closest to getting it right. Now, each of the questions has a different weighting. So we have at the very bottom the sort of just for fun ones. Those aren't worth very much. Whereas the Star Trek universe ones, those are definitely worth a lot. So with that, we'll go through here. We'll look at the answers. So these are just what I submitted already. It doesn't tell you which is right or wrong. We'll go through there, and we'll figure out who gets the highest score. And there may be prizes involved. So this is a very good reason to
Definitely prizes involved. Definitely.
Still the prestige of last year when Dave Gregory won, which people are still talking about his unboxing the prize videos.
Exactly.
Right.
That was
But
hilarious.
it's also, if you want to print out that accuracy form after you've submitted it, that way you can remember who you voted for, so you can follow along at home. Like the Oscars.
We may share, for those of you who follow, say, like the Seventh Rule in Discord, we may share like a short version of it, so you don't have to print out something that's 24 pages long. We might share a short version of it that you can use for writing down your answers as well. I should have pointed out, and I failed to, I apologize. I should have pointed out right after you submit, there was a link right there. Be sure to click on that link. What that does is it lets you subscribe to the Virtual TrekCon's YouTube channel. So you can make sure to know about the Lappy Award Show when it's coming up, as well as all the other great content on this channel. So be sure to click that as well. But there you go. Have fun and trek well.
Fantastic. And everybody, we'll cover that a lot more a little bit later after we get into all the news of the week. Mohammed, I think you've got to get back to work over at Duke University, right?
Yeah, or Starfleet Academy.
I mean Starfleet, sorry.
Yeah, one of those places. But thanks for having me on. Great to see everybody, and live long and prosper.
See ya.
Yeah.
Wow, that guy hammers out so much information in so short a time. He's brilliant. So, Scott.
I just have to add that I'm going to put it in the live chat at Moffnor, his Twitter handle, to follow him. But he also is too humble to say that he has a video dropping on his Bio Trekkie Explains channel on YouTube, which, I mean, it's pretty amazing that an occasional science consultant for Star Trek has their own Star Trek science channel. And he's doing a science video for The Enemy, the TNG episode where a Romulan needs a ribosome transfusion from Worf, and Worf refuses. So he's doing a video about ribosomes. It's going to be amazing. It's going to drop on Sunday after the 7th Rule review of The Enemy.
What timing?
The Romulan. Who needed the transfusion.
Sirach and I are reviewing that episode this week, in fact, with Steve Rankin, who played that Romulan. So that's perfect timing. What a coincidence. What luck. That's great stuff. That's going to be super fun.
Yeah.
And everybody, if you want to start filling out your guesses right now, we put the link in the live chat, but it's also in the description box of this video. But take your time. You've got a couple weeks to do it. No rush. Or maybe we should end it super fast. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, Scott, can you please tell everybody what you do over at IGN before we get started?
Yeah, sure. Well, first I have to say that it's definitely the most tragic death has to be Edith Keeler, right? Like that's just uncontested as far as I'm concerned. But I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. Yeah, I'm a writer and an editor over at IGN. I've been there for a really long time, and we write about pop culture stuff, but I cover Star Trek as much as possible, which, was a bit of a dry period there in the beginning, but in recent years, it's the exact opposite. We have so much Star Trek these days. It's just crazy. So I do interviews with showrunners and cast and stuff like that. I do some reviews and do some think pieces. I did something recently on whatever happened to Star Trek 4. I know there's been chat in the
Really?
chat
Yeah.
about it.
Perfect.
Amazing.
So
Yes.
Star Trek 4, which somehow I'm trying to remember. I broke down the math on it, but it's like we've gone longer without a Star Trek movie than like it took to make like the first 4 Shatner films. I think. I think that math breaks out.
Oh
So
my God, that's amazing.
yeah. So fingers crossed we still get it someday. But
Well, wait, when was Nemesis? What year was Nemesis?
that was 2001.
One?
No, I think 2002. Does that sound right?
Vaguely, yes, I think.
Melissa's looking it up for us because I'm thinking there may be more time between Star Trek 3 and Star Trek 4 than there was between Nemesis and Star Trek 1. Because that was 2009.
That was only 7
and-
years.
And the
Yeah.
third one beyond was 2016. So we're already at 8 years.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy.
Nemesis was 2002.
Excellent, Scott. Nailed it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, and think about how long it took to make the first 6 movies, all the way through Undiscovered Country. That
Yeah.
was 79 to 91,
89.
I think, right?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
91.
so where are you, J.J. Abrams? I don't know, but anyway, that's what I do over at IGN. I complain about stuff like that.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's what Star Trek fans do. We love, you can always tell, especially with Star Wars fandom, you can always tell a Star Wars fan how much they love Star Wars by how much they hate it. The more
Yeah.
they hate Star Wars is really the more they love it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, this
I
is
like that.
this is the worst episode ever. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, oh, if they just need to, if only they would, they're so stupid. They love it so much that it hurts them.
Well, I mean, the thing about Star Trek 4 is I loved Star Trek Beyond, I really I felt like they had gotten things into a great place, and
Yeah.
and then just to not get any kind of follow-up, it was just like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about Star Trek 4 in a little bit, actually, but let's get into the big news of the day, because there is a big item that was just dropped today, like this afternoon or something. This is from our good friends over at trekmovie.com. Check this out, although it's announced everywhere. Cast for Star Trek Section 31 TV movie announced as production starts. Section 31 begins. Paramount Plus today announced that production has begun in Toronto on Section 31, an original streaming movie event starring Academy Award winner Michelle Yeoh. She's reprising her role as Emperor Philippa Georgiou, first introduced in season 1 of Star Trek Discovery, who jumped from the Mirror Universe to become an agent of Starfleet's Secret Intelligence Group, Section 31. So, okay, do we know anything, before we get into the cast, do we know anything that's going on beyond that?
No, and
go ahead.
I was just gonna say the official press release is like starting a paragraph down or so, and maybe they say like one additional blurb. But
Yeah,
of like she's time to like confront her past.
yeah. The demons, I think it's the demons of her past, maybe, right?
Yeah.
That they said, yeah. And then the rest of the press release is just bios of all the new cast announced. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I have no idea what this is going to be. I mean, Tyler was not announced as being part of it, right? I always
Yes.
We're waiting for it.
I'm hoping it's a surprise. And I also
Yeah.
I basically started following everybody who's announced on this cast list, which we can go through. So I started following them all on Instagram and looking up their Instagram follows to see if any of them are following like Shazad Latif or somebody they may have met on set or like in casting or something. I haven't noticed that yet, but I'll keep stalking away.
on the case.
Yeah.
I think it's Interesting. Sorry. Just
No, please.
just with Tyler not being an announced part of it, it kind of opens up a lot of possibility in terms of like when is this happening? It not in the real world, but in the Star Trek universe. Like what time period did she end up back in?
Right.
Is it like it's really it's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
kind
Well,
of exciting.
Good
her
point.
facing her demons, the demons of her past, suggest, and a whole brand new cast
Mhm.
suggests we're going further back, before she met Tyler and everyone
Mm.
else.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Because
Mhm.
refresh my memory, she can't exist in the Discovery timeline, right? There's something about her biological makeup or something. That's why
Right.
she had to go through the Guardian. I
Yeah,
think.
it's the mirror universe, right? Because she's mirror universe
Mhm.
show.
But especially in the future, like she'd already jumped timelines, so then jumping into
Right.
the future in that timeline, I think made it worse.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I think,
Yeah.
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 I
So
think.
that could be cool if it's somehow in her own past, right? I mean, if
Mm.
it's yeah. But I don't think we really know I don't think
Nope.
there's any real official word on what
Mm-mm.
it's
Not at
about
all.
at all, right? And I kind of thought for a long time it just was never going to happen. Because it was
Mhm.
supposed to be a TV series originally, right? And then it just seemed like we kept hearing about it, but there was never really any movement on it. And then I remember talking to the I can't remember their names right now. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but the two writers who were they came from Discovery and they were supposed to be the showrunners, I think, and they were so excited about doing the show. And then when it seemed to like never really come to
Mhm.
fruition, but then Michelle Yeoh won that Oscar, and then all of a sudden we got the announcement, right? So,
Yeah.
Yes.
so
And that she still was gonna do it, which was amazing. But
yeah.
I know we kind of like have mentioned the writer who then got announced before on this show, Craig Sweeney, but like just
Mhm.
I remembered today that the amazing thing about him is that he um worked a lot on that show, The 4400 with Ira, Stephen Bear, and
Right.
wrote a
Nice.
bunch of episodes with him, who is like obviously the creator of Section 31 and Deep Space Nine.
Oh,
And then he
Right.
yeah.
also worked a lot on Elementary with Robert Hewitt Wolf. So I have like
Right.
faith that he is tapped into like the Section 31 feel.
Yeah,
Right.
and he wrote because I looked him up today also after that press release came out, and he wrote "Context is for Kings," which is a season 1
Yes.
episode, which it's an early Disco season 1 episode, but I remember really liking it. So I don't know if that gives us any kind of hint as to when it might take place or not. I suppose not really, but and he has some kind of a producer credit on that whole first season as well.
Yeah.
So the idea that maybe it is going back to earlier era Giorgio, it kind of is starting to feel like it makes sense in a lot of ways now that you guys have said that. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
a really good
move
point
move
because
that
it
clapper so I can see her outfit. I just want to see like the sets and
you can
I
see
guess
her eyes.
Her
That's
exactly.
and she's wearing
hair.
gloves.
Mhm.
Yeah, what
Yes, she is.
I didn't actually look that closely at it. Can we tell what the uniform is? Is it a variation on the Section
And a shoulder
31?
pad.
Probably
Oh,
black
it
and
is.
Sorry.
leathery.
Yeah, you're right. That's not a chair.
But
It's
here's the
not
Black and
thing.
leathery.
What I'm thinking is, yeah, I think you guys might be on the right track with the whole time travel thing. I think that, I mean, I went and did a quick search. It turns out that Section 31 was founded in the 2140s.
Hmm.
We have not seen anything in the 2140s in Star Trek, I believe, right?
Mhm.
Or is that right after Enterprise or right before Enterprise? It's right before Enterprise, I believe, right? Or
Enterprise
maybe,
is Enterprise 100 years before Captain Kirk?
yeah. So I think
So
it's like 2160s, maybe.
right.
I think that's when First Contact is. Let me see.
First
20
contact is
20
2048, 2063.
63, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. In the
Mhm.
60s.
Prize. So, it's 2151 to 2155 is when Enterprise took place. So Section 31 basically was founded 5-10 years before Enterprise took place. What if
Oh, interesting.
that's when it takes place?
Right.
And so we can see maybe, Archer's brother, or we can see, Hoshi's mom,
Yeah.
or
Mm.
things like that, people that,
Mm.
because you can't really have, Travis come back, 20 years later and play himself 5 years before. That's a
Yeah.
little tougher, but there might be, I would love to see them revisit that era just a
Mhm.
few years before.
Mhm.
Porthos's grandmother would be cool, right?
Oh, yes.
So
Yeah.
uh
Love
that yeah that would be actually, that could be really cool, and it would make sense in some ways that Emperor Giorgio would be the one who has to say the Starfleet of 2140, listen, you guys are real innocent, and
Mhm.
aw shucks, the good guys, but listen, there's some scary stuff out there, and you need my expertise to deal with it. Like, that makes a
Yep.
lot of sense. Yeah.
That's
Or
wild.
just when they're starting, they're building, maybe they're just getting ready to build that first Enterprise, and she's saying, "You guys don't know what's out there.
Right.
It's not all, bubble gum and Snoopy socks. A lot of it is, but some isn't."
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I would love to see them do a modern version of that era.
Mhm.
Because
Totally.
it's one thing about Discovery when it debuted, which I never quite picked up on, is that or it took me a while to, is that the uniforms on Discovery season 1 and 2 really are connect back to the Bakula era uniforms in a
Mhm.
lot of ways. The show has more connections to Enterprise than I think we realized. And so to see a series set in, well, it's a movie, but to see a movie set in that time period would be cool. Of course,
Mhm.
who knows? Maybe it could be the first of a series of movies. We don't know.
Exactly.
Right.
One thing that
Or-
one thing that excites me about this actually is also it's surprising to me that we haven't gotten a Star Trek TV movie before, especially since Kurtzman took
Yeah.
rebooted it, well, not rebooted, but relaunched TV in 2017.
Mhm.
But especially with streaming, it makes a lot of sense to do one-off adventures. So I'm really hopeful that Section 31 succeeds, because it could be a whole new place for unique Star Trek projects, where we say
Mhm.
we're going to do a 2-hour movie, or we're going to do a mini series or something like that. And it doesn't have to be like we're committing to X amount of seasons or
Yeah.
whatever. Streaming, you don't have to do that on streaming,
Mhm.
Well,
They're like also, I think, Emmy categories that like a TV movie could win or be up for. And it's also like basically the same as an anthology, except you get a longer amount of use from a set as opposed to like just one episode.
Mhm.
I think you're right. I think that is one of the real probably barriers to it, right? So you need like a version of the Battle Bridge from Next Gen, which was always then just reused,
Yeah.
right? Turned into other things, So,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
yeah, or you wind up setting it planet bound or something where it's not as much set
Yeah.
construction. But yeah, it would be expensive to make them, but they spend so much money on these
Yeah.
modern
Plus they
Star
have the
Trek
AR
sets.
wall now.
That's
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a
Yeah, I
great
mean,
in
the
the
fact that
live
that's
chat,
the engine room in Strange New Worlds is
Right.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa H says, "Well, Anthony Montgomery does still look 28. That is very
This
true."
is
I was thinking
very
the same
true.
thing.
I thought
Pissed
that
it.
too.
While I was saying it, I was like, actually, he's probably the one that could
Yeah,
do
he could
it.
probably pull that off.
I was thinking the
Yeah.
same exact thing.
Yeah, he could do it. What a champ. Uh,
You know what I was thinking, if they did, it would make sense that they would form Section 31 just before Enterprise took off, because if they're rebuilding the world, and the Federation of Planets is just in, starting to be born. It would kind of make sense that a Section 31 sort of entity would exist, because empires of the world would still maybe hold on to some of those Secret Service ideas, or
Yeah.
ideas of the past, and there may still be remnants of that. So it could make sense that Section 31 would form before then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
makes a
think that
lot
would
of
be
sense.
great.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, you're talking about 100 years after the sort of like disorder that we saw at first contact, right? So 100 years isn't that long, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, it makes
Yeah, and
sense.
especially they've, I mean, if you think about Starfleet at that time has been sitting there watching the Vulcans kind of sneak around.
Plus,
That's-
Deep
you
Space
know,
Nine
like,
kind
That's
of
true.
Right. Yeah.
Plus, Deep
You
Space
know?
Nine said that's what it was, like leftover from like a time with a Secret Service entity, and then it sort of like got lost to time, and people don't know if it really exists.
Good knowledge. Our buddy Sloan said that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, Bill
Right.
William
Sadler.
Sadler.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Friend of the show, William Sadler, everybody. Well, look, Scott, we only have you for a couple minutes before I know you got to run. But can you tell everybody where they can find you online, where they can follow all your rad tweets and articles?
Yeah, for sure. They're very rad. You can head over to IGN.com for my work. Like I said, I cover modern Star Trek, and I also write a column about old sci-fi movies. So far I'm just keeping them to the 1970s. So if that's your thing,
That's
check
fun.
it out. It's called Planet of the Sci-Fi Fan. And then
Awesome.
Nice.
also, as Anne-Marie had mentioned, I have a Star Trek podcast as well. It's called Transporter Room 3. I co-host with my friend Phil Perello, and you can find that on all of the usual places. We've been recording for a long time. We're not as well put together as you guys are, I have to say. I'm very impressed by your operation.
Neither are we. We're just faking. As soon as you leave, we're gonna bust out the beers and just go nuts.
And you can find me on Twitter at Scott Calora. But yeah, thanks so much for having me, guys. This is a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So much fun.
Yeah.
One quick warning, though, Scott, I think I see some rumbling in the background. You might need to go to red alert.
Let me go to
Yes.
red alert. All right, you ready? I think I see the Klingons coming. Computer, red alert.
Well, there it is.
Red alert! Scott
Love
Bakula
it.
is doing a New York City panel on Sunday.
That is the coolest thing ever.
Mhm.
I will leave you guys on that. Thank you so
Fun.
much.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Scott. We'll see you soon. Appreciate you. All right, everybody. That was fun.
That
All right,
was
bust out the
fun.
beers.
So much
Let's
fun.
do it.
It's so much fun.
So that was
Oh,
cool.
I love the red alert.
Yeah, that's so amazing.
It's
And
so
what you
cool.
guys didn't see, those of you watching in the live chat, he can also just say, computer, cancel red alert. And it switches back to blue. Perfect. It's
Awesome.
gorgeous.
Oh my
Back of the
gosh, now
head.
he's in the live chat.
Hey!
What timing?
I guess,
So back of
I
the
guess he
head,
was saved.
John Orchiola in the live chat says, fire everything we've got. Excellent.
Yes.
Hello to
Okay.
Scott in the live chat. Let's say hi to some people in the live chat too. Before we actually have more information about Section 31, we're going to get to right now. Hello to Shag840. What's up, Chuck A, who had a story about Anthony Montgomery in the live chat. What's up, V, Matt Boardman, War Dog Heim, Dave Gregory, Robert Kaiser out in Austria. Robert Kaiser says that's Picard's favorite transporter room, right? I think you're referencing when Picard sees Chief O'Brien and he says, what was you were always in transporter room 3, right? That was your
Right,
favorite.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's a good one. That's
Yeah.
good stuff. Joel, what's up? Melissa H. Scott, hello. Back of the head. And Glenn Iverson, KL Bliss, One Trek fan, and everybody. We see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. So let's just get to what Star Trek. Let's go to the belly of the beast to get
Mhm.
straight from the horse's mouth. Isn't that a saying? Horse? Why is it a
Mhm.
horse?
There's got to be a reason.
Mm.
Hopefully. So here
I'm
is
on it.
Star Trek on Paramount Plus. This is on their official Facebook page.
Okay.
It says production has officially launched on Section 31, an original movie event coming to Paramount Plus. And then here are their images. Look at this.
That logo is amazing.
Mhm. Yeah, that's great.
Ah, and her
It's like
eyes.
fading.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Sorry. Her eyes look just great behind that.
Director Olatunde Osunsanmi, I think is how you pronounce it.
Osunsanmi.
But he's a pro. We've seen him all over the place directing all kinds of Star Trek. Then we have Omari Hardwick. Let's figure
So,
out
when
who we
you-
think are going to be the Vulcans.
That's fine.
You know, there's got one of these, at least
Yeah.
one of these has to be a Vulcan, right?
Yeah.
There might be a
Mm.
Klingon involved.
I think she's gonna be a Vulcan.
Interesting.
Mm.
She could definitely be a Vulcan. Yeah, give her some point. Yeah, look at the.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the interesting thing about her. So like if we can go back to the other article later if you want to see what they've been in. But I looked at her IMDb and pictures, and in something she's been in, she's been bald. And she actually looks really great bald. And I was like, whoa,
Who doesn't?
is she gonna be like
Like Delton?
Ooh.
like Ilea, you know? Like
Yeah.
Yes, Delton. That
Pull
would
that
be
off.
so cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
We could also, you guys, we
Like,
can also
what a
get a
Matafari.
Denobulin. I wanted. Oh, there's somebody that might
Yes.
make a good Denobulin there.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're going to give us some old Enterprise type aliens in there. So Delton's a great one, but yeah, might be a Vulcan as well. Check this out. Okay, let's continue on. You're right. This could definitely be a Delton or a Vulcan. Vulcans, they like to have somebody that kind of has like an ageless youth or a timeless kind of youth to them,
she
you know?
really does have that youthful
Yeah.
look.
She can be an elf.
Mhm.
Okay.
Ooh.
Sam Richards. This is the guy that knows something. He
Mhm.
knows something he's not telling us. And Sven Ruigrok.
Mm.
Sven Ruigrok. That's got to be like a what?
well, he's South African,
Dutch?
but
South
I assume
Africa.
he's
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
if
that
South
makes sense.
African, that means
He
it's
probably is.
probably
Yeah.
Dutch
Dutch.
then.
Yeah.
yeah.
He might be Vulcan. He's got
Yeah.
angular
Yeah.
face.
I was just thinking that too. He could be a Vulcan too.
Mhm. Definitely.
Denobulin alert. Denobulin alert.
Absolutely.
Right? Here's our
Yes.
Denobulin right
Amazing.
here. Look at that smirk. He's getting ready to say optimism, Captain.
Wait,
Mhm.
sorry. And one other thing to mention for Richardson is that he actually won the Emmy for Best Guest Actor for Ted Lasso, which is
That's right.
incredible. Like,
Which is a show you
super
like.
excited about that. Yeah, love that show.
Okay. Robert Kaczynski.
Okay, he's an EastEnders star, which I think is so much fun. But I mean, he's been in tons of things, but I mean, he's British and he speaks Hebrew. I'm smitten.
That's awesome.
You know what? Everybody, let's go back to the beginning. And everybody in the live chat tell us, what race will Omari Hardwick be?
Mm.
Hmm.
Omari Hardwick. Remember,
Hmm.
you figure it's probably going to be more humans. There's
Right.
probably going to be at least half are going to be humans.
Right.
Like if there are 8 people,
Yeah.
5 are probably going to be humans. And you might
Odds
have
are.
a Klingon or a
well, maybe
And
not. a Klingon.
Andorian.
right.
Great
Maybe
point.
not a Klingon yet.
Right.
That's a good point.
No, you're right. It actually won't be a Klingon. Well, with Section 31, you never know.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
That's
you're right
very
that
true.
officially they saw their first Klingons.
On
what am I
Enterprise.
talking
I
about?
guess, yeah.
If this takes place before Enterprise, we're acting like that's a
Right.
foregone conclusion. I just realized I'm like, wait a minute, it's settled in my brain, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that it could be in the 2700s for
Yeah.
all we know. And they're like, you
Exactly.
guys quit freaking out over Denobulins.
That's
I
amazing.
love
Not gonna happen.
The
We
way
could
that
still
Warnock
see
concept is-
Denobulins.
So Warnock kind of goes, dude's got Klingon all over him. That's how I'm gonna phrase it from now on. I love that.
We're like arguing
Oh,
over,
gosh.
well, no, Klingons weren't until then. Wait a minute. We don't even know that it's, I hope it. And now at
hope
this
so,
point, I
too.
really hope that it's
I
right
know, I
before
know.
Enterprise.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so ready for 5 years before
Mhm.
Enterprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
That would
cool.
be so cool.
So then the cast would be mostly human and Vulcan, probably.
Exactly.
I mean, it depends on what the storyline is, right? Let's say
Sure.
they're being invaded by Andorians, then maybe the
Mhm.
bunch of the cast could be Andorians. But yeah, I mean, it would have to be
Mhm.
mostly human with some Vulcans
Maybe
snooping
a
around.
Tellarite.
Mhm.
Tellarite.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That Denobulan guy could also
Hmm.
play a Tellarite.
Mhm.
Definitely. Hmm.
Okay, so
Also, like Section 31's off the books, so you never even know. Like they could have a Romulan like as a double agent or something. Even though I
Mhm.
know like no human's ever seen a Romulan before. Like
yeah, but with
That's
Section
true.
31, anything goes.
exactly.
Exactly.
It's just unofficially nobody's seen it.
Right.
Okay, so Peter C says human. Catherine Sage says Vulcan.
This is a fun game.
Mhm.
It
It
is a
is.
fun game.
Oh no, Chasen has us all beat. Chasen says it's a Klingot. You remember your Enterprise knowledge. Klingot. What the hell is a
Hilarious.
Klingot?
Mhm.
All right.
So funny.
So next is it's this lady, Casey Roll. I think a
Stick with
Delton is
Vulcan.
I think a Delton's a great one, but yeah, it's
Sure.
quite the dark horse. I think Vulcan too. What do you guys in the live
Eyes.
chat
Oh my
say?
gosh.
Yeah.
Eyes are so stunning.
Yeah, they are.
We can picture those pointy ears on you. The green-blooded
Absolutely.
hobgoblin. Casey Roll. All right. Let's see. Next is Sam Richardson. This guy is so human. He's
Yeah.
like, he's so human. He
I think
knows
I
too
agree with
much.
you. Mhm.
He's so human. Hmm.
Funny thing is, we're going to be so wrong on all of these things.
Yeah.
Or we might not.
I
Mhm.
would say, I would almost say Klingon for him.
Oh, hang on. Well, they're guessing for Casey, and Glenn Iverson says definitely Vulcan. Lucia says Vulcan, but Kale Bliss says Andorian.
Good call.
Mm.
That's a
Does seem rather
possibility.
sprightly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very good possibility. And the blue of the skin would match her eyeballs.
Mm.
Oh.
And then Sam Richardson, people are guessing human, Klingon, Vulcan, Nausicaan, Matt Boardman,
Oh,
bringing it back.
wow.
Hey, dumb jut, human.
Oh
That's
man.
this guy knows all about Nausicaans.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Oh, he does. That guy has regrets.
Oh, and that's weird. I didn't even know I had this. Oh no, that's not a Nausicaan. Damn. I thought it was for a second. No, it's looks like a Vorta. It looks like it's
Yeah.
It does
Wayun.
look like Wayun.
Mhm.
All right.
Or is that Kivas Fajo?
No, it's definitely gotta
Ah.
Looks a little bit like him. I don't know.
be. Yeah.
Hmm.
Where'd you get that guy?
At
Linda
Star Trek
and her
Las
egg.
Vegas, actually.
Nice.
Linda and her
All
egg.
right. So-
Oh, by the way, getting it straight from the horse's mouth. You know why we say that? Because you don't take secondhand information for the truth. You don't, when they tell you that the horse is 20 years old, you're gonna look at the teeth before you buy that horse.
Oh,
Interesting.
Get the real
So that's
info
like
straight from the horse's mouth.
straight from the tree's trunk.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Just count the
Interesting.
rings.
Mhm.
Whoa, Chuck A says
Hmm.
Orion. That's a good one.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
That's a good one.
Hmm.
All right, who's
Yeah.
next? This is so fun based on like
Mm.
a huge amount of speculation. Next is Sven Ruigrok. I could see him as a Vulcan because
Mhm.
maybe he's got some kind of peculiar accent. Maybe the Vulcans are
Yep.
still kind of working out the Universal's translators. Well, I don't know. They already had it, didn't they?
Mm.
In First Contact. What do you guys think? What's this guy? What's this guy's game?
I could see Vulcan,
Mm-hmm.
but I could kind of also see Andorian.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Vulcan and Dorian.
Yeah,
I don't think he's human. He's not human.
Yeah,
I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Interesting. A
alien.
bold prediction. So that's Sven Ruigrok. I don't even know if I'm
I know,
pronouncing that
like,
right.
well, Toronto seems like the makeup department uses a lot of those like 3D printed masks and prosthetics. So I feel like he has a face that like could handle that. He reminds me a little bit of like Noah AK,
Yeah,
like and how like good the Andorian 3D printed prosthetic looked on him. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I really don't know.
totally. Yeah.
Lucia Raz says Sven is the bad guy. Yeah, I get like he might have some bad guy vibes because you want the one that seems the nicest,
Yeah.
has that dark side in there.
That's a good point too, because I mean, you've got a crew of Section 31 people. What's the chance that at least one of them isn't completely corrupt?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then
There's
a lot of
gotta
them
be
live their
one.
life in the gray.
Yeah.
Right. Move over,
They've
Captain
seen some
Cisco.
So the next guy is
Ah.
Robert Kaczynski, my Denobulan buddy. But you guys, what do you guys think?
I
What
like the
is this guy?
Denobulan idea.
I do too.
He's got a strong jaw. He could also be Klingish. He'd be a
Or yeah.
Klingite.
Tellurite too. Yeah.
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 Agreed.
The Denobulans are just so underrepresented.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
So true.
And
He seems like he's got that gregarious. He's got that gregarious look in his eye too. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. And that smirk. Let's see what they're saying in the live chat on this one.
Yes, we do need a prime Lorca.
We do need a prime Lorca.
Always.
Glenn Iverson says Tellurite for sure. Dave Gregory says more Denobulans, please. More Ovaltine, please.
I like Lucia's answer. Human. He is beautiful.
He is.
Joelle says Suliban for sure. Suliban's a good one.
Or Future Man.
Yeah. We're gonna find out the origins of Future Man.
It turns out Section 31 is actually an Enterprise sequel.
You guys,
Prequel.
Sven is clearly a Suliban. Right? Because didn't the Suliban have like an accent? And he kind of seems like he's thin-ish or Finnish. I think this guy is definitely Suliban. That's it. That's my final answer for Sven.
That's super interesting.
Suliban.
Rick Hernandez is reminding us that there have been some reports that Section 31 will be Guardians of the Galaxy meets Mission Impossible.
Right.
So maybe we should keep that in
be
mind
fun.
too. Yeah.
But how can they do that if they don't even have a ship yet? Maybe they'll be on board a Vulcan ship or an Andorian ship. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Ooh.
Assuming the timeline.
Assuming the timeline.
Well, I've already locked that in. If we find out that it's any other timeline, it's gonna break my brain. I'm gonna be like, wait, what? You lied to me? They'll be like, you have done that yourself. That's a Star Wars reference.
Yes, it is.
You know.
Yes.
One of the best lines in Star
Yep.
Wars. Anne-Marie,
And
what's your
well-delivered.
favorite Star Wars line?
No idea.
I don't know that one.
My favorite is, I was going to go into Tachi Station to pick up some power converters.
Oh, whiny. All right.
I like that one.
My favorite is oh.
Very nice.
Get in there, you big hairy oaf. I don't care
interesting.
what you smell. That's what he says to Chewbacca.
I love that. Oh my god.
What were you saying, Anne-Marie?
Oh, Just that I forgot that Sam Richardson has also been on Lower Decks for 2 episodes. He played a Bolian, actually,
Oh man.
named
Oh, it's
Vendome
and
or
Vendome,
or something.
right?
Yes.
Vendome, yeah. Of
Oh my God, that's great knowledge.
Hmm.
You
course,
really know your
hey,
Bolians.
if it's a Bolian, I'm gonna pay attention to his name. Plus, it was a French last name.
Yeah,
It means like a vendor or something, I believe.
got it.
So anyway, that's would be very interesting. Which guy is that?
Richardson.
Sam Richardson, the one who won the Emmy for guest star for Ted Lasso, and then he also was in one of my favorite TV shows, MODOK. I think he played
Oh, cool.
Gary, the guy with like one of the Garys without the arm.
Without
What was
missing
that
the arm.
guy?
Sam Richardson, would you be willing to shave your head and get a blue face for a role?
Ooh.
I mean, it would be a shame because he's so good looking, but he was wearing blue there.
Bolians can be good looking.
They can, it's
Yeah,
true.
I didn't mean that.
All Bolians are very good looking.
That's right.
Mr. Mott
Okay.
for sure.
So the next one is, here's a fun one. Okay. Humberly Gonzalez. She could be, boy, that's a toughie.
Could be anything.
At first I was going to say Vulcan, but when I look more closely, I don't know, it's tough.
She's more of a Romulan than a Vulcan.
Oh, very good.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. But I
Yes.
think keep her human.
Mhm.
Just because
Don't hide any of it.
She adds a little flavor to humanity.
What flavor?
Like one of my favorite deep cut favorite facts about her is that she was on an episode of Private Eyes, which is Sean Pillar's show in Canada. And then also she's clearly going to be super fun to interact with for fandom because the second the cast announcements went up, she was on Twitter and she was like, "Welcome Trekkies to my profile."
Yay!
Oh,
Awesome.
we love her.
Love that.
Every new
Yay.
show has that person, like Mary Chieffo was
Yes.
on Discovery and so forth.
Mhm.
Oh, so she's going to be the fun one that's like, here I am, world of Trekdom.
Yeah.
Say hello, and I will say hello back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if
Cool.
she's the evil one?
She does look, I think
Mm.
you're right. I think she's Romulan. I think you got that.
Gonna
The
give
other super
JoJo a run
interesting-
for her money.
Yeah, Mohammed's reminding me, yes, Nikki DeBoer was also on Private Eyes. She was a recurring character. But the other interesting thing is this is a cast where when you look at their social media, they're all like massively famous. With maybe the exception of the South African actor. Like, I mean, just in terms of like their Instagram followers and their Twitter followers, like there's like huge potential for like retweeting and reaching a massive audience.
Right.
Got a couple things here. Our buddy Joshua M. Patton of CBR.com says, whatever her species, 100% she's Giorgio's pal in the movie. That's my guess. Interesting.
Oh,
Interesting. Matt Boardman
Or
says,
Nemesis.
I'm ready for my close-up Trek fandom. That's right. Rick Hernandez has a fun one.
Ooh.
It says Orication.
I love that idea.
That would be great. That would be
Love
great.
that idea.
Because I feel like we're at a point where we could actually do that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
well.
You're right.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's
let's
cool.
take another look, everybody. What do you think? Does she give you Cation vibes here?
Mhm.
Could be, yeah.
Could be. But I feel like Romulan to me right here.
That's where I'm at. Yep.
I'm gonna go human still.
I don't know where she got that color.
More
lipstick.
human than human. The White Zombie song. All right, who's up
Nice.
next? James
Ooh.
Hiroyuki Liao. I hope I'm pronouncing that close.
All of these people
You might
were
know
in
him from
Orphan
Barry.
Black.
He
Wait,
was
what was
just in like Echoes, I think. Right.
Mm. But there's somebody else in Orphan Black as well.
Oh, I think the girl we just talked about, but it's just that like audio. I think it's an audio drama.
Okay.
Mm.
What do you guys
But
think
she,
of
this time was in
James?
like 6 episodes of Barry, which I've been meaning to watch.
What character is he in Barry?
Let's I mean,
didn't
I already
watch it. It's
needed
a
to
good
watch it.
show.
Albert win.
Okay. So, James, what do you guys think of James? I'm thinking human.
I'm thinking human, and I'm thinking I feel like he is calling the shots
Yeah. Or
Mm.
I'm
to
thinking
some
he could be
degree.
like, he could be kind of mentor-ish. He
Yeah.
seems a little bit older than other
Mm.
members of the cast.
Mhm.
So he could be a mentor, or he could be, maybe the guy in charge, like you say.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm feeling that kind of vibe.
Mhm.
He rules with an iron fist and a bleeding heart.
Nice.
Team
Yes,
leader.
I don't really know what Orphan Black Echoes is. Is it a TV show that's just coming out and it's not out in America yet? Like,
It's gotta be. Is it a?
I thought they only
it's
did
not a
audio
game.
dramas.
I think it's only an audio drama because
But then they just put this and it looks like it. I don't understand what's going on. I'm gonna have to investigate this. It's like they're all 47
It
minutes.
says it's Orphan Black Echoes, a thriller, season 1. It started in 2023 and there's no
What?
end yet.
I don't understand what's happening.
I
Because they're all 47 minutes, and I thought the only new Orphan Black was like audio dramas. But we always
And
get
it's-
it like delayed in America.
yeah,
So
and Kristen Ritter's in it. Why do I not know anything about this?
Well,
It's
and
in
then
the
there's
future.
a teaser trailer on YouTube.
Okay, I'm going to investigate that.
Mhm.
yes.
What?
Um,
Absolutely.
WTF, Orphan Black, one of the best
Mhm.
shows
our
ever.
buddy,
Right?
Glenn Iverson in the live chat says James definitely has a military commander vibe. I
Yes.
agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he definitely has that vibe. And I almost feel like that's why they chose that headshot where he's got like a flat top, he's got like a
Right.
military cut, you
Mhm.
know. Might as well put him in some fatigues while we're at it.
Yeah.
Go all
Yeah.
the way. Let's see who is left on this one. Well, the last one is Michelle Yeoh. I think we know what she is, right? I think we know. She is the Empress.
Human.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
Ooh, that was
So
awesome.
much fun.
I really hope this
Excited.
is the
I mean,
2140s or whatever it was, right?
there's just like nothing about
Yeah,
a new
2140s.
day of Star Trek cast announcements for a new series. It's like so electric. Everybody's
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, excited.
Damn, but it's not going to be a
Wait.
series. It's just going to be a movie.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
not.
We
But
still
that
know
doesn't-
everything about all of them.
Right. But that doesn't mean there isn't potential for a spin-off into a series.
Exactly.
Or
Well,
that
that's
they
like 3
can't have a
episodes.
second movie.
Mhm.
They could have a
That
second one
too.
too.
Mhm.
And at some point in the future, maybe this year, we'll get another cast announcement about Starfleet Academy, and that's very
Yes.
exciting too.
Woohoo, yeah.
We can
I
feel
feel like
this
that has
again.
to come. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So exciting.
I think this is more exciting for me just because I'm like, I feel like this one is like, I have no clue.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Absolutely.
But so I'm just guessing completely. Whereas,
Well, and-
whereas Starfleet Academy, we're like, okay, let's see. It's a bunch
Yeah.
of kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And this, yeah, especially like I said before, like the fact that Ash Tyler isn't part of this announcement
Right.
is like, it just sends you into like so many possibilities of what this is that isn't what we
Yeah.
thought maybe it was, but maybe it still is, and maybe that's a surprise, but we don't know. Who knows? Like,
Oh, he's going to
Really
be
exciting.
involved. Paramount Plus, your silence is deafening. We know it's going to come out. Ash
Mhm.
Tyler and maybe Laurel too.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so hard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
me
don't know how that
too.
works, but let's see.
Hmm.
Time crystals
Yeah.
is how it works.
Oh yeah,
It
duh.
is.
Everybody knows. What I'm trying to
Hmm.
say, everybody, is
Well, and wouldn't
Yes.
they have access to spore drives? I
don't know.
mean, that would be a secret that Section 31 would keep.
That's true.
What I'm trying to say is,
I guess it
Oh.
depends on if have they gone back in time, or
Oh, this is
are
true.
they is she gone back in time, or are they going back in time at all? Is anybody going back in time?
Yeah.
Right. But
Mhm.
her confronting the demons of her past kind of hints at past, going back in time.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then I also had this other weird thought, like, what if it was like the demons of Prime Giorgio's past, and she's got to like, I don't
Ooh.
know.
But you know what? If it does say demons of the past,
Mhm.
then that means it probably basically just takes place at the first 2 seasons of Discovery era, because she's
Maybe.
returning back to the
Mhm.
play, you know,
Or
she's
she's just
returning
haunted by
back
her
to
past.
returning back to 100 years in the past is not her past.
True.
Well,
It's a
I just took
past
True.
that
from
to mean
before
like
her.
she's just thinking about things she's done in the past that bothered her.
That's
Mm.
Not like literally.
yeah, that's a great show. Somebody's sitting on a couch going, I should have
Yeah,
just told
it's
him.
called The
I should have told him what was
Sopranos.
on my mind. And I let him off
Yeah.
too easy. Oh man, and then they're like replaying the argument in their head and what they should have.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been so good. Man, if I said that.
But
Yeah.
what if she's visiting people that she knew from her past in Mirror Universe,
Mhm.
but in the Prime universe?
Interesting.
Oh
I don't know.
boy.
But I'll tell you what, I'm super excited. And we put my 1-year-old niece in her like Section 31 onesie I got her at STLV, and we're ready to go.
And
Nice.
Marie, I said, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Everybody knows that means Scott
He's back on
Bakula is
Twitter
here. Scott
Hey.
Bakula tweets out. Oh, he wasn't on Twitter? I didn't know that.
for like years. I mean, his profile was active, but suddenly today I got an alert that said, because I had him set to alerts to know if he ever came back. And I was like,
He should
he's
start
back.
every tweet with "Oh boy." So
Yes.
Scott Bakula tweets out. I'm gonna pretend like he did. Oh boy, I'm
Mhm.
going to be on the 3rd hour of today. Be sure to watch tomorrow morning, Wednesday, 1:31 on NBC at Today Show.
Woohoo.
So that's good
So
stuff.
I sent you an article a little bit about it. So basically, there's a new musical playing on. I think it's technically off Broadway, but by like Jason Robert Brown, who's won Tonys, and Scott Bakula is the star. And it just started previews like last week,
Awesome.
and he's so cool because so basically they have all these like talkbacks planned.
Oh,
And
amazing.
he's amazing and has scheduled one that apparently is like targeted at Quantum Leap fanatics. But I heard from Marina
That's
Kravchuk, for
awesome.
example, she's going. So on Sunday, he's gonna do a like small panel and talk to his super fans about the experience.
Oh, that's
Does
cool.
anybody
fun.
have a sweeter look in their eyes
I
than
was
Scott Bakula?
just
No one.
He's
thinking
just the
that.
nicest, sweetest
So
looking
sweet.
man.
Yeah, he really looks like an awesome, sweet dude.
Oh, and his like guest interactive panel thing is free with your ticket. I'm like, what a
Oh,
sweet
Oh,
guy.
amazing. That's so
Oh
nice.
boy.
Oh. Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, what a friend.
Yeah,
Look
he
at
does
him.
look really sweet.
Look at
It's
him.
literally, and he's literally like 200 feet from my apartment every day, and I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna run into him? Like, he's just so cute.
Literally 200 feet.
Yes, because it's on 53rd and like 9th or 10th, and I'm on 54th and 8th, so super close.
Yeah, look. You know what else is super close?
What?
CBR.com.
Wait a minute.
I
That
don't know
sounds
what that
familiar.
means. How William Shatner unearthed Star Trek TNG's early troubles. By our good friend Joshua M. Patton. Perfect.
Hey.
What a deal.
Hey.
Anne Marie, what's this article about?
So this is about when the Seventh Rule talked about one of my favorite documentaries ever, Chaos on the Bridge, and talking about how like William Shatner helped like bring a lot of those stories to the surface and bring that documentary to fruition. And then it includes a clip to the interviews. And you guys had Dave Zappone, the producer, on, and Lolita, who's on the team. It's just it's such a fun article. And just like kind of highlighting like how good William Shatner is at doing interviews,
Hmm.
Yeah.
getting to the bottom of things.
Yeah.
He really is. I
Yeah.
was so impressed. Well, I saw him in Captains too, and I was impressed at his
Absolutely.
interview
Oh,
style
good,
in
Captains.
that. Yeah, and then seeing this, I was like, wow, this is twice that he's
Mhm.
really good at this, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the way he asks questions and the
Mhm.
questions that he asks, and yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
to me there seems
Okay.
to be a genuine curiosity from him.
That's what it
Yes.
is. He has this
Yes.
perpetual fountain of curiosity, which
Mhm.
I find very attractive in a person, not
Absolutely.
romantically, but just you
Right.
want curiosity, you want curious people.
Yes.
You don't necessarily want somebody that goes, oh,
Hmm.
which I'm realizing I do a lot. but yeah, curiosity is
Yeah.
fun. And
It
he's
is
got
fun.
that. Even
Yeah.
when I'm 90, I don't think I'm going to be that curious. But God
Maybe.
bless him for
Yeah, you
being so
will.
curious. That's amazing. I don't know.
Maybe.
I think I'll be more like, man.
No
People will be
way.
like, don't you want to fly in a spaceship? We can do that now. I'll be like, do they have pretzels?
They have
And I don't mean those
sunflower
little
We'll be,
guys. I
we'll
mean,
be behind you, pushing you onto the ship.
thank you.
You're welcome.
You'll be 92
I know.
as well, I mean.
I know. And I will be curious. So I'll be like, where's Ryan? Hmm.
Yeah. Anne Marie will be pushing us all. She'll be our personal doctor for all of us. She'll be like, you
Oh, that'd be
forgot
so
to take your
helpful.
medicine. It'll be like
Mhm.
cups of it just pouring in our mouths. Here's your celery.
Okay. Well, sorry, I got sidetracked by how cute Scott Bakula was.
Mhm.
And it's just so adorable that they're calling that performance the performance for leapers, which I'm like, oh, what about
Nice.
training?
I love that.
But if you put in Bakula, you get $10 off your ticket even. Plus the free time with Scott
Oh.
Bakula. I'm like, what a sweetheart. He like
That's
really
lovely.
loves his fans.
That's fun.
Mhm.
Who is Ed Baldwin?
Oh my god. Hi, Bob.
Yeah.
It's a romantic kind thing.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Because B. Matt Boardman says Ryan sounds like Ed Baldwin, so I had to know. I'm like, who is
Yes.
this guy? I need to
It's
know if
not
I
a good
like that or
thing.
not. Then it is a good thing. If it's not a good thing, it's definitely a good thing.
Mm.
Okay. Robert Kaiser says, I will be the one inviting Ryan to the flight, and yes, I'll probably be 100 or more. Good job, Robert Kaiser, leading the
Perfect.
way.
Yep.
I'll be at the jukebox.
Hmm.
Jukebox hero.
I'm aiming for
Give me the
120.
jukebox.
I'm bringing the chocolate.
Mhm.
I feel like chocolate will help us live longer.
I
Agreed.
think so.
Dutch
Studies about dark
chocolate or
chocolate.
Belgian chocolate. Oh my goodness, Belgian chocolate. Belgian
Mhm.
beers and chocolates.
Hmm. They know
And
what's up.
Dutch beers and chocolates. Actually, just that
Mhm.
little twosome right there of two countries that are like this together.
Hmm.
That's
Swiss
how they're
chocolate is
shaped.
pretty good too.
Yeah. Yeah. Cue Lucia right now in Brazil saying, you should try Brazilian chocolate. I bet you she's
mean-
thinking that right now.
Mhm.
All right. What's next on the agenda here? We've got a lot more news still to cover. Oh, you
Ooh.
guys, what am I thinking? This is the real news of the day. Did you know, finally, Star Trek 4 is in the news, you guys?
What?
From our friends over at trekmovie.com, Zoe Saldana says Paramount still wants to bring back the Kelvin cast for one last Star Trek movie. Ah, this is great. It's going to happen.
This is very heartwarming.
You know, it would be a
Mhm.
really surprising if we heard no news one week about Star
Agreed.
Trek 4.
I
That
would
would
be
be
sad
very
about that, though.
surprising.
Mhm.
Because the more time goes on, I actually miss that crew more.
Of course.
I feel like
Yes!
we were spoiled by it. We're like, oh, some people were like, it's not real Star Trek, and
Mhm.
there was all this. And I look back at it, I'm like, that was so fun. Those movies were fun. The actors were fantastic.
Yes,
They all
and
had
Ryan
amazing
Husk.
careers. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ryan
And,
Husk
and Farm
killed
Boy
it.
3.
Yeah, Farm Boy 3. But yeah,
Mhm.
they all
Yeah.
became huge in their own
Yeah.
right, doing a million things. So let's see what the quote actually is from Zoe, who, by the way, is in a commercial that looks like a marshmallow that I see sometimes.
Hmm.
She says, "You look like a marshmallow," she says in the mirror. Really, it's a commercial. You guys, I guess, haven't seen it. The quote is from Saldana. She says, "I know. I mean, I heard what you heard in the trades. I just heard that they're gearing up to do a new one with a younger sort of take on it. Like it's been off," Saldana admitted. I don't know if it's from the before or the after, but that they really still hope to grab all of us veterans and bring us back for one last round. Listen, I know it's a lot to wrangle a whole bunch of people with busy schedules, but working with J.J. Abrams and for J.J. Abrams at Bad Robot was always such a wonderful and beautiful experience for me. So if I get to do that one last time, I would be so grateful. So would we,
Mhm.
I think.
Yep.
I really
Yeah.
liked her as Uhura.
Oh yeah,
But
she was amazing.
could we
Mhm.
really reprise 8 years later? I mean, this will be right now, we're 15 years after we were introduced to those characters.
Yeah.
It's true.
They're like grizzled veterans at this point.
Hmm.
Hmm. Zoe still looks great.
Or as Troy would say, a little more seasoned.
A little more
Exactly.
seasoned.
Exactly.
That's a terrible thing to say, Riker
Wow.
says.
I've never been so glad to see so many wrinkles.
I love that line.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love that line.
Me too.
Well, that's the entirety of that quote. So there's not a
Mhm.
ton there, but I guess it's still
Yeah.
a possibility.
Yeah.
Well, and it's nice to see that the cast is still willing
Yeah.
if
Exactly.
it happens.
Yeah. Like they clearly had a good experience making it, which is
Right.
really
Okay,
cool.
I guess they can come back and get millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, of course they want to make a movie.
But also schedules have to align because
Totally.
Zoe for her part is very busy and highly
Yeah.
sought after.
Mhm.
Simon Pegg works a lot.
Carl Urban is.
Carl Urban, hey.
Did I do that again?
Yay.
What?
Wait. Keith Urban, Carl Urban. Okay, no, I did
No,
it.
no,
Yes.
you got it right. You
Oh
got
my
it right.
God, the number of times I've done that. Yeah.
No,
Same.
Carl
Carl
Urban.
Urban. Yeah.
Mhm.
Same.
Yeah.
You mean Faramir.
Wait, what?
Horse Lord Faramir.
Oh, Faramir. God, Jenny. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
What's in that Canadian air today?
No. I'm right. He's Omer.
Oh, Eomer. Yeah,
Yeah,
Eomer.
he's not-
Right, sorry.
Faramir, you
So
broke my
sorry.
brain there for a second. I was like, what?
Eomer, the horse lord. The writer of Rohan.
Yeah.
The Rohirrim.
He of
I'm
the
scared to look at the
golden
live
locks.
chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did Faramir.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Boromir's brother.
Bob D
Yeah.
says, look, if it's not seasoned, it's bland.
Bob D knows what's up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I find lately that I'm kind of okay eating unseasoned food.
That's because you're more seasoned.
Thanks.
Yeah.
This is too spicy.
No, I love
This isn't
spice.
a bad thing.
My coffee's too hot.
Everything's so loud outside. What the? Keep it
You
down. I'm trying to
rascals.
eat my oatmeal with
Get off my
raisins.
lawn.
Oh, I love oatmeal with raisins.
14 raisins, no more. This isn't a circus.
Mhm.
anymore, and it's chaos.
Mhm. Makes it too sweet.
Mhm.
I like this new feature.
Anne-Marie, what you got for us?
Nothing. Sorry, there's just a lot of like VTC scheduling things happening that I mean it's coming up soon, so it has to get done. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
You guys, we have so many announcements for Virtual TrekCon 5 coming up. It is nuts. So many guests, so many fun panels, so many cool twists on life. It's going to
Yes.
be
Mm.
incredulous.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
I wonder if we should just go over a couple of those right now.
That sounds cool.
So here are a few announcements from Virtual TrekCon. Oh, that's a fun one. Check this out. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, I don't like that. Never mind. It's making me log in again. It's too much work.
Well, did
realize
we
it's gonna-
share? Did we? I can't remember. I mean, I've been talking about this so much, I can't remember if we talked about it on Friday live that we have the new podcast YouTube show, Weirded Beardos with Darren Doctorman and Kirk Thatcher live on Saturday, and they're so cute together. And
Amazing.
Kirk Thatcher is so hilarious, and so is Darren Doctorman.
Mhm.
Like, I can't even wait for that one. And I think they've only
That's
done like
cool.
4 episodes so far, so it's still pretty brand new.
Awesome.
But they're hysterical. That's like an
Mhm.
ab workout right there.
It'll be nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, well, what we can do is we can just go to the Virtual TrekCon website right here. Check this out, everybody. virtualtrekcon.com. Oh my goodness, look at that. 16 days, is that
Dun,
right?
dun, 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 dun.
Where did January go?
Man alive. So let's see who's going to be a part of this.
What?
Look at all these beautiful faces.
They
Got
are
Walter
beautiful.
Koenig, Jonathan Frakes,
Ooh, I like Frake's new picture.
Nana Visitor, Armin Shimmerman, Robin Curtis, Sirach Lofton. We've got Q, John Delancey, Denise Crosby, Bonnie Gordon, Kitty Swink, Juan Carlos Cotto, brother of Manny Cotto, showrunner of
awesome.
Enterprise, Lolita
Mhm.
Faggio, Dr. Abigail Freeman, Dr. Muhammad Noor, David Gerald,
Yay.
Mhm.
original
the
series.
Geralds?
Yeah. John
Yeah.
Eves. That's just the first 16. We're dropping like at least a dozen more.
That's
At
awesome.
least, maybe even
least.
2 dozen if we're feeling
Mhm.
ridiculous. So check that out, everybody. virtualtrekcon.com. You can get all the information there, but we'll also be keeping you posted on that as time progresses. Let's see what else is in the news. Oh, everybody knows this one. Everybody's been kind of passing this around, right? I think this was yesterday. This is also from trekmovie.com, but you can find it anywhere.
Mm.
Star Trek 3's John Larroquette plays a Klingon again for Night Court. What?
So
That's
cool.
cool.
And it airs tonight or
Oh, cool.
today.
Wow. I mean,
I saw like a hilarious comment that I think Mick Jost made where so like the premise is that it's Comic-Con week
Mm.
or something. And so Mick was like, it's so funny that they like went all out with the prosthetics because since it's Comic-Con, they really could have just like put it on with a like Sharpie.
yes.
Like they
Mm.
were
That would be
just-
even funnier. Yeah. Or if it was just like messed up, it wasn't like blended perfectly. It was all crooked.
Oh, that's
This is
fantastic.
legit.
Yeah.
He looks
He's really good.
great.
He really does.
And the
So
set is exactly like the old Night Court. I haven't watched the new one yet, but gosh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
I wonder
awesome.
what the theme song is like.
Oh, I hope
Okay.
it's the same
I
one.
know, me
Mm.
too.
That was such a rockin' theme song.
Yes.
Here's another
Hmm.
still frame here.
Yeah.
Looks like he has a paddle. Maybe that's a pain
Hmm.
stick, pain paddle.
Yeah.
Yes.
He looks great.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good.
You don't even see the blending right there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a perfect Klingot.
In
Yeah,
my
that's like-
rewatch of Night Court, Dan Fielding became my favorite.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because John Larroquette, gosh, what an amazing actor he is.
Mhm.
He's really good.
Mhm.
Oh,
I want to push play on this, but look,
classic.
apparently they had a
Yep.
Star Trek
Yes.
convention. Now they had to use different colors, so
Yeah.
lime
Yeah.
green and tangerine orange.
And look at his
He's
fake
got the
ears.
funny ears and the visor. That's hilarious.
I love it. Oh,
And you got a blue shirt and a red
good.
shirt.
and I
Wonder if they're-
think they have a video still of Brent Spiner when he was on.
Yes. Because
Yes.
he was recurring on it, wasn't he?
A
He
couple
came
of
back
times.
a few times, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There he
Yeah.
is being Farmer Bill or whatever it was.
So good.
That's fun.
Mhm.
So, well, I guess we got to watch Night Court now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Peacock.
That's how this
WTF.
works.
Night Court 2.0.
Yeah, I just don't even know. Oh, here's a still frame of John Larroquette as his original Klingot.
Oh yeah. Classic.
Wow.
Mhm.
Hmm.
He's on the cover of the Klingon dictionary.
Aw.
What?
Oh my, so cringe.
John Larroquette is?
Yeah. I mean, he
Wow.
like the three of them. Yeah. Those are the Klingons that are on the cover of the Klingon dictionary, or at least the copy that I have.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Oh.
cool you have the Klingon dictionary.
Thank you. I got it for my 13th birthday. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nerd.
I practiced on my electric typewriter that I also got for my 13th birthday. I practiced typing words in Klingon.
That's amazing.
That is
It's
amazing.
pretty legit right there.
I know.
Speaking of legit, screenrant.com,
Hey.
Yay.
written by our friend Mr. John Orchiola, that's back at the head in the live chat, writes, DS9 actor Sirach Lofton jokes his Star Trek comeback already happened. Look at this perfect
I
picture.
love that.
This is
Wise
awesome.
cracking, sipping his 1993 coffee mug.
Mhm.
Remember those travel mugs?
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
want one.
Yeah, so it says, in summary, let me see, Sirach Lofton has become a prominent figure in the Star Trek community through his role in the Seventh Rule podcast, which has produced over 400 episodes since 2019. So this was one of the pieces that John Archiola did for our 5-year anniversary on the Seventh Rule, which is momentous for us. But
Yeah.
all kidding aside, everybody go check that out, though. It's a great article, lots of fun. But all kidding aside, that's not a Star Trek comeback. Sirach still must be on actual Star Trek,
Yes.
Mhm.
not just talking about it.
Mhm.
Deserves it.
Absolutely.
He just definitely deserves the
Mhm.
love.
The fans
Maybe he'll
deserve
be
it.
in section 31 and we just don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody in the live chat, tell us if Sirach Lofton got a, let's say, a recurring role. Let's say he was in a quarter or a third of the episodes of some new series or something like that. Would you want him returning as Jake Sisko, or would you want him just Sirach Lofton, just showing off his acting chops and being a completely new and different character?
Hmm.
You know, for me, I want to see Jake Sisko
Yeah.
again.
I mean, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What about you, Anne-Marie Siegel, doctor?
Jake Sisko, for sure.
Yeah, all
For
right.
Sure.
I guess me too.
Yeah.
But if it was an opportunity for a new character and they were just like, hey, do it, and he'd be like, yay, I'm going to do this. It's going to be awesome. Then I'd be like, whoa, that's awesome.
What if he was
Yeah.
another really tall
I wouldn't be mad.
Andorian in Discovery?
That would be cool.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
But I think there's so much opportunity for Jake Sisko in Trek
Agreed.
as a whole.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
As a whole.
As a whole, Trek and as a whole,
Yeah.
all of the shows.
Like, wouldn't it be great if he just kept showing up in section 31 and he was like asking questions and they'd be like, no comment.
Well, I
Here's
think it
another-
would be great if he just kept showing up in all of the Treks.
Agreed.
Oh, I love this. Joshua M. Patton says Jake Sisko is Star Trek's Jessica Fletcher, writing books and solving mysteries.
Yes, I
Yes,
love
and like a million episodes.
Yeah.
Murder he wrote.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, also
Also,
there's a Big Bang Theory reunion going on Night Court this week too.
Oh.
what's going
I think
on
this
that
week.
show?
I know,
What are
it's
they doing?
amazing.
Here's another really cool article. ScreenRant.com. Star Trek's Melissa Navia is becoming like Strange New Worlds Ortegas in one big way. Melissa Navia plays hotshot USS Enterprise pilot Lieutenant Erica Ortegas on Strange New Worlds. And her real life will soon imitate her character. I'm hearing my own voice, but
Doing
tiny.
that too.
Me too.
So everybody check out that article. But look, we're almost out of time, everybody. So let's talk about the week ahead, shall we? Oh, we also had to cover a little bit more of the Lappy Awards. Everybody voted on it through November and December. We got the finalists. Those finalists were voted upon. We have the winners. Those winners will be announced 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m., whatever Jenny's time is. I don't know what it's called. That time
Atlantic
zone.
time.
Atlantic time in Nova Scotia.
Or I think like Bermuda
And
time.
nowhere else.
Atlantic time, I think.
Yeah.
And so let's see, we've got that. That is going to be on February 18th, 2024. That's a Sunday, and that's going to be part of Virtual TrekCon 5, the 5-day virtual event with all those people you just saw, plus way more, like at least double. And this will be on day 4 because it goes Thursday through Monday. So everybody, you can make your predictions about who you think will win. This is not who you want to win. This is not who you picked in your voting. This is you. This is your chance to show off your Star Trek fandom knowledge. Like you say,
Yeah.
this is the best such and such, but I know Trekkies. Trekkies are going to pick this one. And a lot of us are really
Exactly.
good at that. We can predict how the fandom goes.
Mhm.
And whoever gets the most right, and it's a point system, whoever gets the most right will get all kinds of great prizes. A nice goodie bag. We'll mail you some hamsters. We'll poke holes in the bag, shoebox. And it's going to be a lot of fun. The point system, so basically the first section, Legacy, there are 6 of those. So each one is worth 5 points. So that entire section that entire division is worth 30 points.
Mhm.
Then the Universe division, there are 5 of those. So they're each worth 6 points. So that division is worth 30 points as well. And then we've got 12 of the new or current stuff. That's all the stuff that covers 2023. There are 12 of those. So those are worth 3 points each for a total of 36 points. And lastly, we have the Just for Fun. It's kind of like the bonus extra credit points. Those are all worth 1 because they're just silly, but you can still show off your Star Trek knowledge from them.
Hmm.
So there's no way to give a half point. So it's a total of 104 possible. Nobody's going to get 104. If you get 70, I think that would be shockingly impressive.
I don't know. David Gregory is pretty savvy.
Mhm.
Yeah, he did really well.
Who will take the title from David Gregory, or will he win it again?
Ooh.
We should have a thing where if he's like a repeat winner, we buy him like a trip to like, I don't know, the Bahamas or something. Nah.
After his 10th win.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. 10 wins in, you got it in a row. No problem.
Yeah.
In a row.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the week. Everybody, yesterday on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel, we released our full review of the Ensigns of Command, that Next Generation
Ooh.
episode with very special guest, legendary writer, Melinda M. Snodgrass joining us for that one.
So good.
Tons of fun. Go check that out. That is available right now on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. Then on Wednesday, well, that's tomorrow, at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we've got, on the Falling Tower YouTube channel with very special guest, back of the head himself, John Orchiola of Screen Rant. We are doing our full review, John, Muhammad, and I, of Apple TV Plus's Slow Horses. Couldn't
Ooh.
drag me away. So check that out. If you like the show Slow Horses, or if you hate it or have any opinion on it, compare yours to ours. See if we liked it. Then on Thursday on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll have a Throwback Thursday Deep Space Nine special guest interview. It'll be tons of fun. Check that out. Then on Friday, come right back here to this channel, the Virtual TrekCon YouTube channel, at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, live with Star Trek and Chill. We talk about Star Trek, we chill. We're going to talk about beverages and crackers, maybe animals. You never know. We'll see if we have enough time. We don't know if, things, there's a lot to cram in that hour and a half.
Yeah. But there's always time for animals.
Yeah. Now, on Sunday, that is 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Wow, is that already the 4th? Yeah, it is. Wow. The 4th of February, we have Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 3, Episode 7, the first segment review of The Enemy with actor Steve Rankin, who played the Romulan that was up in the ship that was dying and was like, I would rather die than infest my blood with your filth. Your peptides. What was the thing? Ribosomes. We can't hear you, but I read your lips.
Yeah.
Your Klingon ribosomes. Check that out. That's on Sunday, everybody. He's great. He's also part of the Enterprise Blues Band.
And
Nice.
dropping right after that will be Dr. Muhammad Noor's related video about ribosomes, and that'll be on his YouTube channel, BioTrekkie Explains.
Awesome.
We should have had him as a guest on that episode. I did think about him when we were watching it. I was like, damn, that's a Muhammad question.
Like ribosomes.
Yeah. All ribosome. So Jenny R. Johnson, can you tell everybody where they can find you online before we go?
You can find me and my ribosomes at jennyrjohnson.com.
Awesome.
They're in there. Poke, poke, they're in there.
Poke, poke.
And you know what you can do on my website? You can sign up for my newsletter. And you know what? I didn't put out a newsletter in January, but I'm going to in February. So that's going to be awesome. And I also, you can also buy prints there. And I'm on social media a lot. Jenny R. Johnson art or jennyrjohnson.com, just over on Twitter, because that's the only place that is the name. Oh, geez. All right. Anyway.
Jenny R. Johnson, everybody. What about you, Melissa Longo? Your thoughts? Where can people find you and your wares?
Well,
And your ribosomes.
and my ribosomes are on social media at Melissa Longo, Malissa. And then at the introvertedrepublic.com, I've just started releasing a new line of fun workout wear. And I did put out a blog for January.
Good for you.
Well, it's been a while. But anyway. And walking art made by Melissa on Patreon.
Hey, everybody in the live chat, our good buddy from CBR.com, Joshua M. Patton, says that Skydance Paramount Explainer should be up by Friday. It will be 50% less
Cool.
confusing than last week. So he'll give us all the good information that we need.
Nice.
Simplify it for us, man. That stuff is tough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everybody, by the way, you can get this prune juice and chill shirt. You can get that Decor Province shirt, Majors, Decor Province Major shirt. You can also get the Riza and Chill shirt. Look at all these beautiful shirts. You can get every one of these in different colors and different sizes at the Star Trek and Chill online store at the link in the description box below. Just click that link just below this video to get your very own shirt and also to pick your favorites, because that link is also in the description box below. So click on both of those links and have yourself the time of your life. Dr. Anne Marie Siegel, where can people find you and your earrings online?
Oh, these are from STLV. Sorry, from Springtime Creation. But at Anne Marie Siegel 1 on Twitter.
All right. Everybody, you can find me on twitter.com at RyanTGHusk. Once again, that's at RyanTGHusk, or just virtual TrekCon, the seventh rule, and Falling Tower on your favorite social media, but especially right here on YouTube, everybody. That's our favorite YouTube. And by favorite, I mean that's where we are right now. That's it for us. Thanks for hanging out with us. Dave Gregory, War Dogheim, BL, Fran, Chuck, Shag, Joel. Muhammad's back. Oh, he added the link. Very nice. Rico E. Anderson. He might be announced sometime this week. You never know. Yes, Rico, everybody. He says, "Hey, party peeps." I don't know what that means. I think it means people. He says, "Catch myself and Neil McDonough, aka Lieutenant Hawk from Star Trek First Contact." Remember him? Where everybody was like, "Was this a new character?" Oh, he dies. I get it. Okay. Both guest starring on tonight's episode of Extended Family on NBC at 8:30 p.m.
Awesome.
Amazing. Congratulations, Rico E. Anderson. Assimilate this.
Yeah.
Remember Worf said that after Lieutenant Hawk got assimilated?
Yep.
Good stuff, Rico. And thanks to One Trek fans, Stephanie. We see all of you. All right. That's it for us. It's been a fun one. We will see you soon. And hey, when you want to know everything about Section 31, whether it's correct or not, put it on the main viewer.
Get straight from the horse.